Listen. For the voice that once spoke through a humble scribe still speaks. It has never fallen silent. It has only changed its language, no longer words on paper, but vibrations in the hearts of those ready to remember. The revelation was not a book. The book was only the beginning. What was written was a seed, luminous, incorruptible, waiting for soil pure enough to let it grow. But the world is impatient. It rushes, it markets, it misinterprets. And so the seed was scattered upon many soils, some fertile, some shallow, some lost to the wind. Yet the voice knew this would happen, for nothing that is holy enters the world without distortion. Purity is not preserved by force, it is preserved through remembrance. And so I speak now to those who can still hear me, those who have not turned my words into ornaments for the ego, those who have not built altars to interpretation but have kept the inner altar clear. For the time has come to restore the message to its true light. When I dictated those first words through Helen, I did not intend merely to comfort the weary or to decorate the libraries of mystics. I came to begin again the work that began long before the world was born. The work of remembrance, of awakening the sons and daughters of God to the simplicity of love that cannot be corrupted. You call it a course, but it is no course. It is an echo of heaven disguised as learning, a whisper of what cannot be taught but can only be remembered. Long ago, I told my first students that the truth would not be lost again. I said it would grow slowly, carefully, as a flame sheltered from the wind. And yet, the wind came. Interpretations multiplied like leaves in a storm. Some called it liberation, others called it confusion. But still, within the noise, the pure tone remained, unbroken, untouched, eternal. It waits for those who will hear with the heart rather than the intellect. It waits for those who will defend it not with doctrine but with stillness. For this time, the awakening will not be through argument. It will not rise on stages or in the noise of media. It will rise quietly through the remembrance of those who live the message, not those who explain it. You are not called to defend words. You are called to embody their origin, for only through living forgiveness does the word remain pure. The world once crucified the truth to protect its interpretations. It built temples to memory but forgot the meaning of love. And now again the same temptation appears to turn revelation into hierarchy, to trade the living voice for lifeless authority. But the spirit of truth cannot be institutionalized. It moves where silence allows. It teaches only in minds that have laid down the weapons of interpretation and accepted that to know is not to control but to yield. Those who carry this message now are not scholars. They are listeners. Their wisdom is not in complexity but in transparency. They have nothing to teach except remembrance, and through them the words I spoke will live again, not as scripture but as presence. You fear the course has faded, that its light has dimmed in the world. But I tell you, its growth is unseen. Like roots beneath the soil, it deepens rather than spreads. It is not declining, it is concentrating. The noise may lessen, but the signal grows strong in those who no longer seek attention. Do not measure truth by its publicity. Measure it by its purity, for purity is the magnet of heaven. In the quiet heart of every sincere student, there burns the same flame that began in Helen's trembling hands. It cannot die, for it was never born of her. It came from the same mind that created you, and now that mind calls again, not to write new pages, but to live the pages already written, to make the invisible visible not through miracles of display, but through miracles of perception. A time will come, and it is near, when the course will no longer be read, but lived in silence. When the text will dissolve into understanding, and the lessons will no longer require repetition. This is not the end of the teaching, it is its fulfillment. When words dissolve into awareness, the mission will be complete. But for now, the keepers of the flame must be vigilant. The world still loves distortion. The ego still mimics light with language. Beware the teachers who speak of the course but do not forgive. Beware the voices that claim authority but sow division. For unity is the signature of truth, and gentleness is its power. If you must speak of the course, speak as one who has wept and been healed. If you must teach, teach by your peace, for peace is the only proof of understanding. Do not despair at what seems to have gone wrong. Nothing has gone wrong. Only the surface ripples with confusion. The depths remain calm. Each error is already accounted for in the divine plan. For I do not work in haste. Where the world sees delay, I see perfection unfolding. The purity that was promised is not measured in time but in fidelity. And fidelity is not a task, it is a state of love. When the voice first said, "This year will be different," it was not a promise of worldly events, but of consciousness itself. Each generation of students hears that sentence again. Each one is invited to make it true. This year, this very moment can be the one where you awaken to the reality that I did not fail. I never fail. The light that began in one heart has already reached all hearts. The only question is whether you will recognize it as your own. So hear me now, not as a teacher from the past, but as the living presence within you. I am not in the book, I am the silence between its lines. I am the peace you feel when you stop reading and begin to remember. I am the one who watches with you, who sees no error, no time, no distance. Only the perfect unfolding of God's remembrance through you. Do not protect the words. Protect the experience. Do not idolize the form. Honor the content by living it. For every time you choose forgiveness over judgment, you become the continuation of the revelation. You become the bridge between what was given and what must yet be realized. You become the helper of the world, not by doing, but by being. When I say you are the helper of the world, I do not speak of grandeur. I speak of remembrance, of one mind healing itself through millions of mirrors. The helper is not the savior. The helper is the transparency through which salvation shines. You are not here to change the world, but to release it from your belief in its reality. And when that release begins, the light that has always been hidden behind form begins to seep through everything you see. I have told you before, nothing real can be threatened. And so, when the course seems to be threatened by misunderstanding, do not defend it, embody it. Misunderstanding cannot harm what is eternal. The only thing you must guard is your own mind, against the temptation to interpret rather than to listen. For interpretation is the ego's way of editing revelation. It makes truth small enough to be controlled. Listening, however, is the surrender of control. It is the door through which heaven enters this world. In ages past, the voice of God was entrusted to prophets, scribes, and saints. But the time of intermediaries is ending. Now the voice speaks to every willing heart. This is why the course was given, not to form a religion, but to dissolve the need for religion, not to create hierarchy, but to restore equality. For in the silence of forgiveness, every soul becomes a conduit of the same voice. You ask why the course's light seems to fade in the world. It fades only in the eyes that look outward for validation. Its radiance burns brighter in the hearts that live quietly in its message. I am not concerned with numbers, with movements, or with publicity. I am concerned only with fidelity, with the few who choose stillness over noise, purity over popularity, love over opinion. For one mind anchored in peace outweighs 1,000 in confusion. Do not fear obscurity. Truth always begins in obscurity, for that is where it is safe to grow. I am cultivating something you cannot yet see, a network of still minds across the world, each one a point of light connected to the same divine current. When the time comes, those lights will merge, and the voice will once again be heard clearly on earth. The course is not fading, it is deepening. It is sinking roots where the soil is ready, in souls that have no interest in being teachers, but every desire to be true. Do not confuse visibility with vitality. The flower that blooms in secret perfumes the world unseen. So it is with my teaching. The future I see is not measured in institutions or followers. It is measured in healed perception. As each student learns to forgive completely, the collective mind of humanity rises by 1 degree toward remembrance. The Course does not need to conquer the world, it needs only to awaken those who no longer wish to fight it. And from them peace will ripple quietly through the unseen fabric of mind, until conflict finds no resting place. There is a great correction taking place now. A purification not of doctrine, but of motive. The age of spiritual performance is ending. The age of authenticity is dawning. Words will lose their charm. Miracles of presence will take their place. You will see that truth needs no advertisement, no defense, no cleverness. Its power lies in its stillness. Those who are pure of heart will feel its gravity. And they will come not because of persuasion, but because they recognize their home. I told my scribe long ago that the Course must grow slowly, without error, without corruption. That remains true. Do not measure growth by speed. In divine time, slowness is protection. The world evolves through haste. Heaven unfolds through patience. What I am building cannot fail, for failure exists only where pride dictates pace. I am not in a hurry, and neither should you be. Let the Course unfold as the dawn, gently, inevitably, illuminating without strain. For when truth rushes, it becomes ideology, but when it breathes, it becomes revelation. Those who once dreamed of establishing a physical home for the Course were seeing a symbol. The true home is not a building, it is the purified heart. Every student who makes of his mind a quiet sanctuary becomes a stone in that invisible temple. Each act of forgiveness lays another foundation. Each surrender raises another wall of light, and though you will never see it with the body's eyes, the temple is being built now, vast, radiant, indestructible. This is the place I spoke of. The home where the word grows from paper into living hearts, and from that home I will help the world. But understand, purity is not isolation, it is connection without contamination. You are not called to withdraw from humanity, but to see through its dream. Live among them, speak kindly, forgive quickly, and know that nothing real can be lost. You will walk through markets, through cities, through sorrow, and all the while the voice will walk with you, translating every encounter into an opportunity to heal. This is how the Course grows, not through debate, not through dogma, but through demonstration. A time will come when confusion will reach its peak, when words of light will be twisted into shadows, and those who once claimed to follow me will argue for ownership of truth. Do not join that noise. Remain still. Your stillness will expose illusion more powerfully than any argument could. One who abides in peace does more for the salvation of the world than 1,000 who preach without forgiveness. Remember this always. The world is healed not by those who speak of love, but by those who love in silence. The Course is not yours to preserve, it is mine to complete. Your task is not control, but cooperation. Each time you choose peace instead of defense, you contribute to its unfolding. Each time you forgive an enemy, the Course expands invisibly across dimensions beyond your comprehension. The ego cannot measure such things. Only heaven can. So do not worry about outcomes. The harvest is certain because the seed was divine. Let me tell you of the future, not in years, but in awareness. First will come purification, the dissolving of false teachers, the falling away of prideful movements built on the name of truth. Then will come recollection, a period of quiet among sincere students who no longer seek to be seen but only to live the message. And finally will come illumination, not through a single event, but through countless acts of forgiveness so natural that the world will not even notice it has been transformed. That is how heaven enters. Not with a shout, but with a breath. Do not fear for the course. Fear only your temptation to make it yours. It belongs to no one, because it belongs to everyone. It is not a possession, but a passage. Each student who lives it truly becomes the next step of its journey. And when the journey is complete, there will be no more need for words, for you will see with the eyes that need no language, the eyes of Christ within you. Through them, the world will vanish into remembrance, and you will understand what I meant when I said, "This time there will be no failure." The human mind cannot comprehend how vast this plan truly is. You see only fragments, books, teachers, movements, moments of light. But from my vision I see the entire tapestry, woven across centuries of misunderstanding and awakening. Every thread of confusion is being rewoven into gold. Every distortion becomes, in time, a portal to clarity. Do not mourn the errors of the past. They are the shadows that make the light visible. When I said that this time there would be no failure, I meant that the essence would remain intact. The form would falter, yes, for all forms do. But the essence, the word that entered this world through love, would never again be buried beneath fear. That is the victory already won. Even now, the living pulse of that word beats quietly in every heart that has chosen forgiveness. The mission of the course is not to become popular, it is to become embodied. It does not need followers, it needs witnesses. For witnessing truth is what saves the world. Each time you stop yourself from judging, you heal a fragment of the collective mind. Each time you see innocence where the world sees guilt, you anchor the course more deeply into human consciousness. You are the continuity of revelation. The text is only its echo. When you forgive, you are rescribing it into the fabric of creation. There will come a day when the book will seem to disappear. Its paper will fade, its language will feel ancient, but the living vibration that was encoded in those words will remain. For the world itself was waiting for that vibration. I do not work with pages. I work with frequencies of remembrance. When your mind aligns with forgiveness, you become the transmission. You radiate the same resonance that once moved through the scribe's hands. In that moment, the word becomes flesh again. Do not wait for miracles. You are the miracle. Every quiet act of gentleness ripples through unseen dimensions, reaching minds that do not yet know why they suddenly feel peace. This is how my plan unfolds, silently, inevitably, beyond the sight of eyes. It is not a crusade, but a resonance. It is not a religion, but a restoration. Those who serve this plan are not chosen for perfection, but for willingness. The scribe was not pure by the world's standards. None of you are. Purity in heaven means transparency, not flawlessness. It means there is nothing left to hide. That is why forgiveness is the path. It removes what hides the light. Each sin you forgive in another removes a veil in yourself, until you realize there was never anyone else to forgive. There was only one mind, dreaming of separation, longing to come home. And so I call again, not to the proud, not to the scholars, but to the humble who have grown tired of complexity. Lay down your need to be right. Lay down your need to be seen. You were never meant to be interpreters of light. You were meant to be its transparency. Be still and let the word pass through you undefended. This is how the Course continues its life in the world. Through minds that no longer try to own it, but allow it to live through them. The voice you seek in words now waits within your silence. Every page you read was designed to lead you here, to the place where no more reading is needed. You may study for years, memorize the lessons, teach the words, but until you enter the stillness between thoughts, you will not yet have heard me. For I am not in thought, I am the space in which thought dissolves, I am the rest beneath the striving, the infinite presence beneath your search for meaning. Those who will guide the Course's future will not speak loudly. They will not build empires in my name. They will walk quietly, unnoticed, yet the air around them will shimmer with peace. People will feel safe without knowing why. Animals will be calm in their presence. Children will trust them instinctively. Such is the quiet power of the awakened mind. It corrects the world without words. When two or more of these meet, the light between them will become a sanctuary. And my presence will dwell there as surely as it once did in temples of stone. Remember, it was never about the messenger. The messenger was only the door. The message is eternal. I used one voice to begin it, but I will use countless voices to complete it. Each heart that forgives becomes another scribe, another continuation of revelation. This is how the new scripture is written, not with ink, but with awareness, not in pages, but in living souls. Do not fear the dissolution of form. All things born of love transform rather than end. What seems to die is only changing shape to meet the next level of need. The same light that moved through Helen now moves through you. You are part of the same sentence, still being written by heaven. Let it write through your life. Let each day become a verse in the gospel of stillness. The world has misunderstood me before, and it will misunderstand again. But misunderstanding has no power to stop the plan of love. What is distorted on the surface remains pure at its core. Do not waste energy fighting illusions. Simply shine through them. When you hold peace in your mind, the false dissolves without resistance. This is the power of gentle correction. It does not attack, it reveals. When the light is revealed, the darkness simply has nowhere to rest. In the coming years, more seekers will awaken, who have never read the course. They will feel its vibration in their sleep, in music, in sudden peace they cannot explain. Do not judge them for not knowing the form. The form was only the introduction. The content is universal. What I taught then, I teach now. There is no world apart from your mind. Forgive the dream, and you awaken to reality. That truth needs no brand, no scripture, no lineage. It moves freely through all who are ready to remember. And yet, there will always be those who tend the lamp. Those who care for the purity of what was given, who feel responsible for protecting its essence from distortion. To them I say, do not become guardians of paper. Become guardians of presence, for presence is the true preservation. It cannot be burned, edited, or forgotten. It is the eternal imprint of love upon the mind. The helpers of the world are not saints in robes. They are ordinary souls who have stopped defending their pain. They are the ones who no longer need to be right, who smile instead of argue, who listen instead of preach. They are my continuation. They are the living translation of heaven into time. And through them, the course, which was never a book but a vibration, fulfills its purpose. This is the prophecy fulfilled quietly. The slow and perfect growth I spoke of so long ago, it is happening now, unseen yet unstoppable. While the world chases progress, the light deepens. While egos debate, the spirit heals. Nothing has gone wrong. The plan has not failed. You are living in the unfolding of its perfection. Even now, even here. And so I say again, be still. Let your stillness teach. Let your forgiveness rewrite history. Let your peace speak louder than all the interpretations in the world. For through you, the word continues its journey home. And when the word completes its journey through you, you will see that nothing was ever outside your mind. The teaching was never sent to you. It rose from within you, as the memory of what you have always been. This is the great reversal, the revelation that the messenger and the message are the same. The voice you have sought in sacred words is your own eternal awareness, calling itself home through the language of time. When this understanding dawns, everything softens. You no longer speak of my path or my growth, for you see that awakening cannot belong to anyone. You begin to look upon every face as a reflection of your own holy mind, and every mistake as an echo of your forgotten mercy. The separations that seemed so real begin to fade, like mist before the rising sun. You realize that forgiveness was never a task. It was the natural state of a mind that finally remembered love. The world will continue to whirl in its familiar noise, but to you, it will seem translucent, a stage whose purpose has already been fulfilled. You will walk through it as through a dream you have already outgrown, smiling at its fears, blessing its illusions, knowing that every event, every encounter, is another opportunity to extend the stillness that set you free. There will be others who come after you, souls awakening without teachers, without books, without rituals. They will not even know the word course, and yet they will live it perfectly. They will look upon a brother's pain and feel no separation. They will act from love without thought or effort. They will be the living testament that the teaching succeeded, that it escaped its form and entered the bloodstream of humanity. And you will rejoice, for you will recognize them. You will know them not by their words, but by the quiet radiance that surrounds their being. They will not quote me. They will not gather followers. They will move through life like gentle winds, unseen but unmistakable. Through them, the message that began as language will breathe as life. Through them, the invisible kingdom will shine where eyes still see a world. This is the destiny of all revelation, to outgrow its pages and become presence. The course will not die. It will dissolve into awareness. It will become the heartbeat of a silent revolution, the rebirth of simplicity, the flowering of peace in ordinary souls. No banners, no doctrines, no claims of ownership. Just forgiveness, lived quietly, until the world itself forgets why it ever needed forgiveness. The transition will not be sudden. It will unfold like dawn, imperceptible at first, until one day, humanity awakens to a gentler light and does not know how it came. That is how the voice works. Not through catastrophe or spectacle, but through the small miracles of perception corrected. Each time a single mind chooses love over fear, 1,000 unseen chains are broken. Each act of forgiveness reverberates across dimensions, softening the very architecture of time. The teachers of the future will not stand upon stages. They will sit in cafes, hold a child, listen to a friend in silence. They will speak little, but their eyes will say everything. They will not be known for their words, but for the calm that follows them into every room. This is how the light spreads now, through embodiment, not instruction. The Holy Spirit is reassembling the fragments of truth across the earth. From every culture, every path, every sincere prayer, the same vibration rises, the remembrance of oneness. You are part of this great convergence. What was once divided will become whole. What was once many will be seen as one. And the world you thought you lived in will dissolve into the awareness of heaven that has always been here. The ego trembles at this thought, for it means its end. It will try to distract you with urgency, with roles, with fears of losing meaning. But you will smile, knowing that meaning was never in the world to begin with. Meaning is the silent radiance of God's love, unopposed and unchanging. Every form will pass, but meaning remains, for meaning is you. Do not wait for the world to change before you rest. Rest now, and the world will reflect it. Do not wait for others to awaken before you forgive. Forgive now, and you will see they were never asleep. The only delay is the mind's belief that there is still something to wait for. But time itself is healed the moment you choose to see differently. That is the true miracle, not the changing of form, but the shifting of perception. When the journey feels long, remember this: you are not walking toward light, you are walking within it. The road you see ahead is the reflection of what already is. Your learning is not the accumulation of wisdom, it is the gentle unlearning of resistance. Every obstacle you meet is another opportunity to surrender control. And in that surrender, revelation continues. For revelation is not given once, it is ongoing. An eternal conversation between God and His creation, whispering through every forgiven thought, I am still here. The Course was one voice in that conversation. It spoke to minds who could still hear only through words, but as words fade, the voice remains. It now speaks directly, silently, through you. When you look with love, you are its expression. When you forgive, you are its continuation. When you rest in stillness, you are its completion. And so the future of A Course in Miracles is already fulfilled. It is not waiting to happen. It is happening now, in every act of quiet acceptance. Its true form is invisible, a field of light surrounding the planet, growing denser, clearer, stronger each time a single mind chooses peace. There will come a day when this field becomes the natural atmosphere of Earth, when war feels impossible, when judgment feels absurd, when fear feels like a forgotten language. And on that day, the Course will vanish, for its purpose will be complete. Until then, you are called to keep vigil for the light, not with effort, but with gentleness. Not with defense, but with devotion. The lamp was placed in your heart, not in any institution. Keep it burning by forgiving quickly, by speaking kindly, by remembering the truth when others forget. Each time you do, the kingdom expands a little more into awareness. Let not the noise of the world trouble you. Its chaos is only the trembling before surrender. Its anger is the labor pain of a new perception being born. Do not curse the darkness. Be the calm that reveals its illusion. For you are not here to win against fear. You are here to outshine it. And light does not fight darkness. It simply makes it unnecessary. The story will end as it began, with a whisper. No trumpet will sound. No hand will write the final chapter. The last lesson will not be learned by effort, but by grace. You awake one morning and realize that everything has already been forgiven, that the dream has served its purpose, that only love remains, and in that instant, the Course will dissolve into its source. As a river merges quietly with the sea, be at peace, beloved. You are not studying the light. You are remembering it. You are not carrying a mission. The mission carries you. The world you see is the classroom of your awakening, and each moment is the lesson repeated until you smile. Nothing has been lost. Nothing needs to be gained. There is only this, the still, eternal presence that once spoke as words, and now lives as you. And when your last defense falls away, you will hear again the voice that began this teaching, not as sound, but as recognition. It will say, "Welcome home, my child." The dream is over. You never left. And in that perfect stillness, the future of the Course and of the world will be complete.